Good evening, everybody. Meteorologist Dean Davis and the Weather Pros, liveweatherblogs.com. We're going to be talking about the future weather, and we're going to go looking into the rain that we're going to be getting here on the East Coast, the flooding potential even, and then when do we get back into the winter pattern for snow? Well, I'll discuss all that in this video, so stay tuned. Let's take a look at what's going on. Currently, this is the GFS of the United States. You can see we have a low pressure system just crashing out into the plains. Normally, a couple months later down, we would have some severe weather. Luckily, not so much this time. We're going to have a downright heavy snow and blizzard-like conditions start across the Midwest. We're talking about Iowa. We're talking about parts of Missouri, Kansas, up into Minneapolis. And we continue along. This stuff only moves east, and that makes for a long and icy even situation. Look at that ice storm we may be getting here in parts of St. Louis and up through Chicagoland. This is would be an ice storm, not an ice event, an ice storm. And we might get some snow in behind of it. Ice looks to be the main threat. The low pressure then also moves through the area. Here's the other problem we may see, and even though the Storm Prediction Center hasn't had out yet, we may see some isolated severe weather here in Southwest Virginia and North Carolina as this line comes through. It'll be a lot of available energy with helicity here with this low pressure system. So it's something we got to keep an eye on. Snow will go through Cincinnati and the areas such as Cleveland, Erie, over into western parts of New York. Then we get the ice in central Pennsylvania, snow in western New York. Eventually we get some snow up here in Vermont, New Hampshire, ice in southern New Hampshire, and ice back through the Hudson Valley. So not a huge snowmaker for most of the east, but definitely out here in the Midwest. So we take a little break with a high pressure. We get crashing down. The cold air comes crashing down again. A little disturbance moves through by the 16th. We need to watch that. Doesn't look like it's going to be huge, but something that could be interesting. The high pressure stays in place, keeping the cold air. As it tries to warm up, we may see some rain, but here's the next situation going from the 22nd to the 23rd. This would be a rain to snow changeover, and this would affect areas such as Roanoke, Lynchburg, parts of Pennsylvania, New York, and then ice, closer to the Massachusetts area, turning off to snow. Before I get rid of that, I just want to pull that total snowfall, see what we would actually be looking at. If this holds so far off right now, I wouldn't put a lot of money on it. About 2 inches, so that's reasonable. And if I look at the Canadian, it's probably pretty similar. I'm going to take a look at that right now. And then we're going to go into the more local stuff over the next few days. So hang with me there. It's snowfall. I don't want snowfall. Let me go back to this. This hopefully is it. Yeah, here we go. Canadian. You're going to see this come across. And this is not going to be, by no means, in ice with snow. This is just precipitation. So it shows the same pattern as it moves along. Nothing off the GFS. That's similar, very similar to the GFS right now. Yeah, this would be a similar GFS run. A ridge would start to build by the 20th. That's the other thing is, we'll be cold versus warm, and that's where we'll sit when that occurs. So let's take a positive look for the next couple of days. What we're going to see, we get that ice and snow moving in from the west. We get rain starting here by right around Thursday night and Friday. Look at that. Heavy rain starts to train and get a line, maybe thunderstorms. And then you get the real deal coming in from the west. Look at the line. Look at that line. That's a pretty tough line. Low pressure's back here. You get two different squall lines. Heavy rain. I would expect some damaging winds probably out of that. We couldn't rule out an isolated tornado. I'll be truthful with you. This is going to be a shifting wind type of thing. So I'm going to take a look at what's going on with the actual soundings here in a second. So accumulation for rain. we're talking about 2 inches to 3 inches of rain along the Blue Ridge, an inch easy in Roanoke, an inch easy in Lynchburg. We need the rain. It's been crazy with brush fires, and all this rain could be very helpful. Some places it won't be too much because it'll be a lot of there, and you can see the Cape and shear. That's why I was pulling this up. Is existent. Still uploading, and here we go. We do have not really a lot of rotation, but we do have some wind with height issues. So that being said, we probably could get some damaging winds, which would be very, very conductive to a quasi-linear convective system, which would likely what you would see there. We'll keep an eye on it and keep it updated as we go along. But yeah, so a few inches of rain coming up for Thursday and Friday. We do need it. I can't complain. Thursday and Friday will be mainly Friday and even Saturday morning. And then we have to watch out for the potential for some slight severe weather threat. And then we'll go back and get cold for next week and maybe set up for another snow situation. We'll talk to you again soon. Meteorologist Dean Davison, the Weather Pros. Thank you for watching. Have a great night.